Hey guys, welcome to this episode of The Rachel Cruze Show. So glad that you are here, and I cannot wait to dive in with my next guest because we're going to talk all about cleaning. Yes, if you're anyone out there, single, have a family, it just feels like we're constantly cleaning and picking up. And what's hard too is that you can spend so much money on cleaning products just to feel like you're doing the best you can. So I decided to have Clean Mama on, aka Becky, and she has a website, a podcast, a YouTube channel, even her own line of products dedicated to cleaning. So Becky, thanks for coming on today.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Okay, so what are a couple of tips you have for families out there or people that want to save time, they want to save money when it comes to cleaning their houses?
Yeah, first of all, I think by deciding on certain things that you're doing on certain days, having a routine, I think is really helpful. It's time saving. It helps a family get together with and all kind of come on board. Because we're always going to have messes and there's always going to be things to clean up. That's just part of life. So realizing that and being proactive about it instead of reactive, I think is really helpful. So I clean certain things on certain days, like Monday's bathrooms day, Tuesday I dust, so that I'm spreading it out throughout the week. But if you're just starting and you are overwhelmed and you know you should be doing something but you don't know what to do, start by making your bed. If you have a lot of people in your house, I mean, we have 3 kids in our house, and it's my husband and myself, and there's a lot of laundry. Laundry as a daily task is really helpful because then I know that there's always clothes that are clean and we're not like trying to find what's cleanest in the bottom of the laundry pile.
Yeah, absolutely. I know that can get overwhelming. Yeah, for sure. You know, it's funny to me, Becky, is when I'm cleaning, even if it's just like the kitchen after dinner. We have 3 kids and it's like dishes and pots and everything, but it's amazing what just 10 minutes, what I can knock out in 10 minutes. And I even will set a timer sometimes, like on my Alexa or my microwave, and just be like, okay, for 10 minutes, I'm gonna just go as fast as I can, clean as much as possible. And it is, because it can feel like an uphill battle sometimes, like if you're not in a rhythm. And so for me, even that simple thing, it helps me. I don't know what it is, but there's something about it not being as much as you can make it out to be. Because in my head, I'm like, it's in the list of all the other things I have to do in my life. And I'm like, oh, I gotta clean this, 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 and this. And it's like, okay, yeah, but it feels overwhelming. But once you start to get to it, you can actually do things pretty quickly.
Absolutely. And it always is amazing to me, like when you put things off, like throughout the day and you keep putting it off, and then it's like, time yourself and that only took 3 minutes. Yes. Like what was I waiting for?
Exactly. Okay, so what are some products that you can think of that you can either just like replace or that you need to have that are really inexpensive but that everyone needs to have?
Yeah, I like to DIY a lot of products because that way I have those ingredients in my house and I can mix something up and I don't have to go to the store to get more if I run out. So really simple, like having vinegar. Obviously, if you have water and you can filter it or just tap water is fine. Use like a little bit of rubbing alcohol works well. Dish soap, baking soda. I mean, very simple pantry style ingredients. You can use those things to clean your home. It's amazing what soap and water will do. If you have to scrub a counter, you don't need a special counter cleaner necessarily, but I mean that's really simple, easy DIYs that you can make if you're just trying to cut back or if you're not, you'll be surprised at how effective they are.
Yes.
When you kind of eliminate all the extra
chemicals
items, and it's better for you too. I mean, there's a lot of chemicals in some cleaning products, and that way you know exactly what's in what you're cleaning with too.
Yeah, we did an episode of DIY cleaners like probably 3 years ago on the show. You're gonna do 1/4 of a teaspoon of Castile soap. And there's still one recipe, and still to this day, I use it. I have a glass container. It's what I use to spray our countertops. And we built a home and moved in 2019. But one of my things was I was like, I want 2 islands. That was like one of my wishes when we built. So we just have a lot of counter space, which is great. But we have, bar stools everywhere. I mean, it's just, that's where we eat, everything. So I clean those counters. Like when I'm home, I mean, I will clean them 3 times a day sometimes, 3 to 4 times a day, because I'm like, I don't like crumbs and all that. But it is literally water, alcohol, rubbing alcohol. I guess that's okay. Like a lemon essential oil drops, and then this soap, which I don't even know the name of it, but you don't do a ton of it. And I got this big bottle. So it's, I mean, I've used this much of it, and it's been whatever, 3 years. Anyways, and you shake it up, and it smells good. And there's something about it that I'm like, oh, this just feels right. This just feels good. It feels like clean and healthy, and it smells great and all of it. So yeah, but it's amazing because I go through it so much that having just some ingredients to make your own, it sounds hard and it's really not. And it makes it so much easier. So that's so good. So one of the things I always hate thinking about, what if something happens to me? What if something happens to my husband, Winston? What's gonna happen to the family? There is a great solution, you guys, that really takes that part of worrying and stress and the not good feeling, kind of puts it at ease. And that is term life insurance. And Winston and I personally use Xander Insurance. And they're the best. They make the whole process, you guys, so easy. You give them your information and they go and they shop the top-rated companies for the best policy for you and your family's needs. So no one should go without term life insurance. So go check out Xander Insurance. Just go to xander.com to make sure that your family's future is taken care of. Okay, what are a couple of things that you've heard out there cleaning, either maybe gadgets or cleaners that you think, no, do not spend your money on those things?
I mean, there's definitely a lot of like the granite or the stone cleaners. There are a lot of those, and they're expensive. And honestly, I've tested them, and I don't think they work nearly as well as water, rubbing alcohol, and a little bit of dish soap. I mean, that's all you really need. And so that's one. There are some, I've seen like where people will take like toilet bowl cleaner and spray it in their grout and you use that to clean their grout. That's something like, I wouldn't do that. I will say that and then like steam cleaners, there's like 5 different types. If you wanted one, you probably just need one. You don't need like this small one and this for the, it's clean. Do a type of a cleaner or a gadget or something. You probably need one. If there's multiple varieties of that same thing, like you don't need all that.
Don't need all of it. That's so great. Okay, I'm gonna ask you a selfish question. What's like your favorite thing to clean a sink? Because we have a sink and disposal, and I don't know what this says about our household because I clean I feel like I'm a rather clean person, but it'll have this, like every probably like 4 months, this like musty smell will come up and I'm like, oh, and I try to put lemon down there and I'll spray alcohol. I mean, I'll do whatever I can because I'm like, that's disgusting. And it smells bad. What's like your favorite thing to clean sink and disposal?
Yeah, so I mix up something, I call it my nightly sink scrub, and it is baking soda. So I do 2 cups, I put it in like a mason jar.
Okay.
And then I do lemon and clove essential oil.
Okay.
And I put that in like 20 drops or so, mix it with a table knife, just a butter knife. And I keep that under my sink. And then at the end of the day, I wet the sink, sprinkle that in my sink, just a little bit, not the whole jar, maybe 2 tablespoons, just a little sprinkle. And then I squirt dish soap in the sink. And then I take a scrub brush that I only use on the sink.
Okay.
And I scrub it every night, rinse it, and it will sparkle and shine. But the disposal, there's also a brush that is for disposals.
Oh.
So I that is like one thing that I do really like.
I bet it's disgusting. I don't even want to do it in my house.
Right. But it's not, once you do it, it's not that bad. If you do it regularly, but it's like, it has a weird shape to it and it gets underneath like that gasket and everything. But I also, I don't put ice cubes down the disposal or anything like that because that can kind of hurt the blades. Or I don't do lemon peels. If you want to use lemon, like because they're too tough. You do use like a vegetable scraper and just do that first layer of peel
Yep.
and put that down. It's a little thinner,
Yep.
but that will freshen it up too.
Okay, it's
But,
good to know. I don't do limes. I don't do lime peels, but I'll throw a lemon peel in there every now and then. Okay, that's so good to know. So for your cleaners, the stuff, everything that you create, your line of cleaning products, what motivated you to say, okay, well, number one, I want to hear what motivated you to do all of what you're doing right now as a job and a career.
Yeah.
And then also all of your products, what caused you to go into that?
Yeah, so I started Clean Mama back in 2009. It was at the start of the recession, whatever, I don't even know what we call it. But I was a stay-at-home mom at that point, and I had been an art teacher, and I've always loved cleaning, and people always ask me like how to clean certain things. Parents would ask me how to get stains out of my students' clothes from my art room. I kind of have always kind of figured out how to get things out of things. So that's been like a weird constant. And then I used to clean my colleagues' houses while I was teaching too. So it was kind of funny, but then I started the blog kind of on a whim and just started talking about how I clean my house, what I do every day, the cleaning routine, and it just started to take off. And then I started an Etsy shop in 2010. I was the first person to sell printables, like homekeeping printables. And at that point, my husband was like, no one's going to buy anything from you that doesn't exist. Because it was a PDF.
Yeah,
I'm not mailing it. But I was like, we can't afford for me to mail things. We're going to have to see if this works. And then that was kind of how it all started. And so that was the kind of a funny little, it's definitely been a gift, and I love doing it. I love sharing about cleaning with, the world, I guess. But also, so I started doing the DIYs on my blog, and I wrote a book about it in 2013. There was a company that asked me to write a book about it. But then as things have gone on, people have also, not everyone wants to DIY their cleaners. Some people want to be able to purchase cleaners and just use them. So I decided on the least amount of things you would need to clean your house. So it's simple and effective, and basically created a product line around it. And that's
amazing.
What's in my shop.
So great. Well, congratulations, because
thank you.
Honestly, having someone in life that can help you in all these little areas of your life, including cleaning, it's like, hey, here are tips, here are some great products, here are things to do. It's just helpful. It's just one less thing I have to think about in life, because I'm like, oh, I have someone to help me figure all this out. So I love it. So, so great. Okay, so what's your one last tip for all the busy people listening when it comes, if you had one thing to tell people when it comes to cleaning and to save money and to do it when you're busy, all of our lives, everything, what would your last tip be?
My last tip would be to just do something. So even if you are overwhelmed at the end of the day, exhausted, whatever, when you come home, instead of putting it off, and just do one thing. Sometimes that one thing will lead to something else. Sometimes it won't. But choose one area, one thing that you can do, and it will help you. You'll feel better. I always think of how will I feel tomorrow if I do this? And I think that that's really effective, just from, will I feel better tomorrow if I come downstairs and the kitchen's a disaster? Or
yes.
Will I feel better if I come down and the kitchen is cleaned up? What will get my day started tomorrow a little bit better?
Yes.
And then just keep in mind, it's not going to take forever.
I love it. So great. So great. Well, Becky, thank you so much. Where can everyone find you?
Yeah, you can find me at cleanmama.com, and then on social media at cleanmama.
So awesome. So great. Well, Becky, thank you so much for coming on. And you guys make sure to check out everything that she's doing, because again, helping our lives, even when it comes to cleaning and staying on budgets and saving time, is something that we all need and all want. So just remember, you guys, to take control of your money and create a life you love.